What's up? This is Riley Knight with TCGplayer.com, and after the weekend's coverage of the 3 GPs around the world, we saw a lot of God-Pharaoh's gifts kicking about, and these decks appeared in a couple of different archetypes which we're going to break down today. Obviously we have white-blue established at the Pro Tour, but some different and very interesting blue-black variations emerged throughout the weekend. So let's get to it and have a look at how people were utilising the power of the 7-mana artifact over the weekend. In the wake of Pascal Maynard's second place finish at Pro Tour at Ixalan, we saw more gifts than ever materialise under the Christmas tree that was last weekend's GP triple header. At this stage, I don't even know if white-blue is the traditional or orthodox configuration, due to the fact that these gift lists have always been chopped and screwed like a Girl Talk single. In any case, Jedrzej Schmidt may be short on vowels in his surname, but he's not short on magic chops. He crushed the Swiss in Warsaw and hit the top 8 very comfortably, playing a list that wasn't too different from Maynard's. A main deck Fairgrounds Warden, along with a Fumigate, which is of course a classic combo, were the only notable changes that he made. White-blue God-Pharaoh's gift maxes out on explosiveness and consistency, largely foregoing interaction like a nerd at a frat party. Charter Course and Strategic Planning aid Champion of Wits in churning through your deck at lightning speed, setting up that turn 4 refurbish to slam in with a 6/6 Angel to get you way ahead. Additionally, Sacred Cat is a nice little road bump, using up its 9 lives to protect your life total and buy you more time. This deck is streamlined and focused and enacts a single game plan very effectively. So what sucks about it? Well, this list does not interact efficiently or effectively, with clunky cards like Cast Out as the only real answers to opposing threats. Schmidt went some way to offset that with his tweaks, but all the same, any opposing disruptive elements are going to topple this house of cards faster than carelessly using a hairdryer. When it works, but this deck lacks a second dimension and has a lot of trouble shifting gears. If you're wanting to have a gift arrive with Priority Express shipping, this deck is for you. No other God-Pharaoh's gift deck boasts the same level of sheer speed and explosiveness. Acclaimed streamer Sasha Lusha, otherwise known as Eher Dude, came in a tragic 9th on Breakers at GP Warsaw, falling just short after a very strong run towards the top 8. After coming up against the field over the weekend, his deck was tuned better than an orchestral oboe. So many elements of this list indicate preparedness and a masterful knowledge of the metagame. Rather than refurbish, Lucia was on Gate to the Afterlife. Playing black opened up excellent interactive options like Kitesail Freebooter and the walking case of Stockholm Syndrome, Hostage Taker. The real reward for playing black, however, is one of the most overlooked heavy lifters in Standard, Gifted Aetherborn. This card is exceptional against both Energy and Ramunap Red. It shines against over half the expected field. So what's good about this deck? Well, as I mentioned, this list does not skimp on interaction, and the best thing about its disruptive cards is that they're all creatures, and therefore synergize excellently with the gift itself. Kitesail Freebooter coming back with a GPG gives you a 4/4 flyer that can still strip the hand, and Walking Ballista both interacts and fuels the Gate to the Afterlife by being castable for 0. But the biggest strength of this deck is its sheer flexibility. If the GPG plan isn't panning out, it can pivot to grinding them out with the Scarab God instead. So what sucks about it? Well, blue-black God-Pharaoh's gift suffers enormously when behind. Doesn't have cards like Angel of Invention to stabilize quickly. A reanimated Angel is almost always enough to help white-blue God-Pharaoh's gift players recover, whereas the blue-black configuration has to work much harder to get back in the game. Additionally, giving up on enablers like Strategic Planning sacrifices consistency, although this is offset somewhat by the looting of Gate to the Afterlife. If you're looking to exploit the power level of God-Pharaoh's gift without scrimping on interaction and disruption, then blue-black God-Pharaoh's gift is the deck for you. An exciting new direction on the endgame of God-Pharaoh's gift was unveiled this weekend, notably by Paul O'Neill's top 16 finish in Atlanta, although this strategy also appeared in the hands of Toshiya Kanagawa in Shanghai. Rather than going big with Angel of Invention or grinding it out with a Scarab God, this combo gifts deck instead uses Marionette Master. O'Neill's list struck a balance between value creatures like Glint Nest Crane and Seeker's Squire, and non-creature enablers such as Charter Course and Search for Azcanta. But the big combo finish relies on a reanimated Marionette Master with a Metalwork Colossus in the graveyard. You fabricate 3 servos and then sacrificed 4 artifacts to the Colossus to get them for 16, usually enough after picking away early with Cranes and Ballistae. So what's good about this deck? Well, the combo finish is obviously its biggest draw, as with a reanimated Marionette Master and 2 additional artifacts lying around, you get them for 20 on the spot. This means that fighting through a crowded battlefield is never necessary, as you can just be the fun police and end the game without ever declaring an attack. We don't often see combo finishes like this in Standard, and once the ball gets rolling, it's very difficult to disrupt this one. But what sucks about it? Some notable absences in this particular list make me think that there is room for improvement. I think Kitesail Freebooter is a much better pick than Glint-Nest Crane, which will brick more often than BBD spinning a Marvel, to be honest. And additionally, Seeker's Squire doesn't do as much work as Gifted Aetherborn, and 0 copies of the Scarab God? What's going on there? I think there's a lot more tuning to do to ensure this deck is able to do more work to come back from behind after a clunky draw. But if you're looking to combo up in Standard and have a taste for deck optimization, then Blue-Black Combo Gifts is the deck for you. But that's it. That's all she wrote today, sports fans. That is what God-Pharaoh's gift decks are looking like in Standard right now. But I'll tell you this, I'm keeping a close eye on this archetype because I still think there's room for further innovation and growth. In particular, tuning these lists against the expected metagame with cards like Gifted Aetherborn, maybe even hybridizing white, blue, and black together to create some kind of Esper list. I think it's very intriguing and there is still a lot of room for development. But what are your thoughts? How are you coming up against this list, or how are you battling hard with it? How do you beat it, or how do you win with it? Let me know. Get down there in the comments, or of course on Twitter @RileyQueryTower. That's it for this week. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.